welcome to Carmi's Kitchen. I'm Carmi, the host, and today we'll be learning how to make cheese soufflé. So first, crack your egg. Careful not to make the yolk break. You can use an egg separator like me, or you could be very careful. There. Then put it there, and then you can open this. Careful not to break the yolk while it's over. Then just gently pour the yolk into there. Now you can use it again. As I said, be careful. Not to break. Perfect. And now take it off carefully so you don't break the yolk. And then you can pour that into an extra bowl. Because you only need 3 yolks. Now you need to rinse your hands because there's a disease that raw eggs carries. So you need to wash your hands before returning to cooking. I'm going to beat the yolks together like this. Make sure it's nice and watery and there's no lumps. Now, I think it's done. Now, we need to preheat your oven to 190 degrees Celsius. Turn it on. And then we press the down button. 190 degrees Celsius. And then press this little button here. Then it will start heating. So now we're going to heat the butter up in a saucepan. You need to be very careful with this to not let the butter boil or burn. First I'm going to turn it on. We need to do it at a low heat so it doesn't burn. So I would recommend about 5, around 5-ish. So I'm going to just put the butter in here. Then you can see it's starting to slide around in the pan. Look, it's starting to slide around. At that point, you know it's starting to melt. So just leave it for a minute or 2 to melt. You need to push it around quite a lot. Maybe cut it into a few pieces, it's your choice really. I'm just gonna put it on. You need to flip it for some time so basically all of it gets melted, not just one side gets melted and then it just goes down. That would take way too long. You need all the sides to be hot. You need to move around quite a bit. It helps it melt. My butter's nearly finished. Come have a look. It starts to turn into this yellowish liquid, if you could see. After this, we're going to stir, we're going to put the flour in, a spoonful at a time. My butter is nearly finished. I did not know it was going to take that long. It didn't take long at all. I'm just going to try and flip my butter. Move it around a little bit. And if you can cut it in half, that would be better. And cut it into 3 pieces, that would be even better. Moving it around helps it get covered in the hot bits. You know, the melted butter. It helps that it melt. My butter's nearly ready. Come have a look. Really, it's so near to being ready. It's ready. So now we're going to stir. So now we're going to put the flour in, spoonful at a time. Then we're going to leave it for a minute. Spoonful at a time, remember? Careful not to let any of the flour spill. I'm just gonna do this now because this is gonna take a long time. Once you've finished your bowl of flour, mix it in with the butter, making a pasty liquid. Come have a look. It's like a paste. Now, leave the mixture for a minute. So now we need to take it off the heat. We've left it for a minute, and now it's turned into a paste. Now we add the milk in while stirring a little bit, like splashes of milk every 10 seconds. I'm just going to put my milk down. Mix it. Now you can see that it's going into the milk. I'm just going to add a little bit of milk every time to avoid spillages, like that one here. It's hard to avoid spillages, but you have to. If you want, you don't need perfect amounts, but it would be good if you could have perfect amounts. Because if you do, you know it's going to go well. That's why I pre-weighed all of mine take it off the heat before you do this, or it will just start to boil, and you do not want boiling milk with flour and hot butter in your eyes, spitting at you. It'll be very painful. Very, very painful. After this, we're going to add the egg yolks that we mixed, remember? Now you can see that it's all gone. All of the paste is gone, absorbed into the milk. It won't smell like cheese souffle just yet because we haven't even added the cheese. How could it be cheese souffle? Remember, we're making the white sauce now. That's why we needed milk, not water. I'm just going to pour in the last of my milk. Stir it in. And here you have the white sauce. Not ready then. So now we're going to add in the egg yolks. I'm just going to pour this in carefully. And you can see that the orange is starting to bubble up. Yeah? Can you see that? Now you need to mix that in really well. It gives it that colour. That colour. Good colour that you want. Now we're going to add the cheese to the white sauce. I'm just going to pour it in again, just like I did the milk. Now the cheese is starting to melt. Mix it in as quickly, and then you can smell the cheese. Some of it won't have melted just yet. Cheese takes time to melt. Keep stirring until all the cheese has melted in to the milk. I need a white sauce. And I think there's a bit of egg yolk left. After you've poured the egg yolk, you need to wash your hands. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to leave it. Now, we're going to put a pinch of nutmeg in. That's 2 shakes. If you have it like this. Just going to take that out of the way and go 1, 2. And mix that in. It dissolves easily. I don't know why they put nutmeg into the recipe, but I think it's something. Now we're gonna do salt. We're gonna put salt and pepper into the white sauce. 1, 2 turns of salt and 2 turns of pepper. Mix that in with the nutmeg. Make sure none of the cheese is not melted. Okay, now we're going to beat the egg whites. So, I have an electric one. I'm just going to turn it like this. And you can see it's starting to beat. Yeah. You can see it's getting larger because of the bubbles expanding. It gets larger and you're going to stop when it gets all white and foamy. This is going to take a minute. Okay, now we're going to casually fold in the egg white. I've mixed it for about 10 minutes and it looks like snow. 1 tablespoon at a time. This is a tablespoon. You can use measurement spoons. I have measurement spoons as well. So just casually just put it in just like that. That's a big one. Can you see I'm just casually spooning it in? And if there's any excess on the back, that's fine. You can use a smaller spoon to scrape it off. Then you can scrape that excess off and into the bowl. Just like that. I'm just scraping it like that. Make sure there's no spillages. And now you can tip it and just empty it out like that. Make sure that's done. You need the bowl to be particularly clean, which means less cleaning for you. If you ask me, leaving it standing up is actually the easier way. I think I'm done. Now just casually fold it like this. Just drizzle the sauce over. Do not mix. Do not mix like this. It will ruin the sauce. Just dribble the sauce over. Folding is very different to mixing. It lets it become the liquid without just being instant. Now we're going to just pour it in. You don't need a spoon for this if you ask me, but you can use one if you want. Pour it into the soufflé case. There. Perfect. Now we're going to put it in the oven. Now that it's in the oven, we're going to leave it in there for about 35 minutes. Timer. Now press the down button. This is going to take a lot of time. 35 minutes, like this. We've taken it out of the oven after the 35 minutes is needed to cook. It's nearly ready to eat. Well, that's the end of our video about learning how to cook cheese soufflé. Bye!